the Bulls, over the last couple of weeks, played some really competitive basketball. And because no one's going to do it. Look, Robin Lopez, was he going to get bought out? Where was he going to end up? He has played his tail off. There's nobody who plays harder than this guy. In the 4 overtime game, he's running back and forth. I mean, you were watching it all over the place, making key plays. And Otto Porter, I know didn't shoot the ball well tonight, but it's been a different, I'll start with you, Otto Porter. I mean, here's a guy, great in college in D.C., gets an opportunity to play for the Wizards, and really the best 2 weeks he probably had were the weeks that John was out last year when he and Beal were playing. He's looked like a different guy with Chicago.
He really has, Casey, and sometimes it just shows you a player needs to change the scenery. And, that team, I think, sort of exhausted itself. They had an opportunity. The window was there. They weren't able to move forward. There was some chemistry issues going on there. Otto Porter, I think that big contract, not really in the eyes of the fans there, really living up to that contract. Now you go someplace else, change the scenery, new environment. You get a chance to show what you can do, and he's done it. I mean, he's actually been, as you said, consistent. He's played well. He's getting his confidence back. He's showing his value. And so for a young player with a lot of expectations because of that contract, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for him, and it's helped his team. Like you said, they played well as of late. I thought the problem with them was they have all these young players, and they're talented, but just, it's been a tough season. And so for them, obviously, the draft is in the future, and obviously there may be some jockeying for position right there, but it's important, I believe, for their culture moving forward with young players to finish this season playing the right way and feeling good about themselves going into the offseason. And you're starting to see that happen. And it may affect their draft standing, good, bad, or indifferent, but for their culture of their franchise and that locker room, the way they're playing now is important for the future.
Yeah, the other thing is, Smitty, when you look at this team, next year we're all going to be there in Chicago for the All-Star game. Zach LaVine, who we all love, I mean, his work ethic, such a good kid. He's playing at an all-star caliber level, and you guys were talking about kind of what you call now that dog in you, that thing, that it factor, that killer instinct. He's got all of that. He's put it into the gym in terms of his shooting, and he is playing the best basketball of his career.
And then coming off an injury the way he had, and I think both of you guys said it best. I mean, for me, Robin Lopez, for a team and for his years of service, knowing that he's not going to the playoffs, still flying around playing extremely hard. That's a testament to him. Next for me is Otto Porter. Sometimes we sit up here and we watch games so much. I had a scouting report of Otto Porter. There's a kick out, shoot jump shots.
Right, 3-and-D guy, right?
One dribble. We saw a case the other day. He dribbled in and out, made a spin and a layup. That was not my visualization of a scouting report of Otto Porter. So he's changed as a player. I'm not saying that, he couldn't do that in Washington. That just wasn't his role. I saw him bring it up, but it was always straight line, G. Now I see him probing, and I know he didn't shoot great. I never really saw 6 for 17 for him. It will be 1 for 9 if he had a bad night. He's taking 17 shots. He's getting 30 points. I think when you look at it right now, this team, like you said, win or lose, they got to go out playing the right way and competing and being in games in the fourth quarter.
Coach, in today's day and age, you want to know almost like a GPS for an organization versus where you used to use Google Maps. Where am I going, right? Even if it's hours or in this case years away. How impressed have you been with the job? And look, they've had to change coaches. They've changed leaders. We think about like Jimmy Butler, for example, moving on. But the trade for him, the players they brought in, Wendell Carter, who I haven't seen to a big level yet. They bring in Porter, the way Jim Boland's working with them. How impressed have you been with the direction and which way it's heading now with Chicago?
They have tremendous young pieces. It's a perfect situation, okay, that Otto Porter in Washington had to deal with the Beal Wall drama. Okay, that was there all the time. Should they get rid of one of those guys? Or whose fault was it that they didn't go further? And then he was that piece over there that had to figure out, when is it my time, or when should I stay out of it because Beal's got to go in tonight, Wall's got to go in tonight. It was hard to figure it out for him, so you saw him do limited things. Maybe the best thing I should do is catch and shoot. And you guys remember his name was up there in the top 3 people for a number of months as far as three-point field goal percentage goes. So we go, hey, this guy's a great three-point shooter. However, going to Chicago now, we don't know this, but he may have been sat down and told by Coach Boylan, this is a young team. They will look up to you for your experience that you have. So don't be afraid here to assert yourself because we need you to keep growing. And then we've got some really good, talented young pieces around you in Markkanen and Wendell and obviously LaVine. So It was a perfect place, I think, for him to wind up. And they are a much different team since he's come to Chicago.